Hey everyone, it's Craig with One Man's Cancer Journey coming to you another week after my ER visit to give you an update on my health and status of treatment. So I did go to the ER Friday a week ago. We had about 2 liters drained from my abdominal cavity. On Saturday morning, my belly had become distended again. So I texted Dr. Tejani. And he said that he was a little bit concerned and that he would call me on Sunday. Remember, this is the holiday weekend, so I was very impressed that over Labor Day weekend he texted and called. So on Sunday we spoke. We decided that I had canceled my trip to Boston, and so that was good because I needed to get back in and have drainage done again. And we wanted to schedule a follow-up meeting with Dr. Tejani to kind of talk about what was going on and what our next steps were, and to determine if we were going to have chemo this past week. So on Wednesday, I was able to take advantage of someone's cancellation. I got in for some drainage again. So this is 5 days after I was in the ER, and they drained 2 liters out. The Wednesday, they drained 2.8 liters out of my abdominal cavity. So still have this buildup of fluids going into my abdominal cavity, trying to figure that out. On Thursday, we met with Dr. Tejani. He could see that, again, I was starting to become distended, even though I had just been drained the day before. The good news was my blood counts and my platelets had rebounded from where they were when I was in the ER because they were quite low, but they were looking much better. My platelets were up in the 70s. My white blood cell counts were actually in normal range, and my red blood cell counts were just below normal. So getting back to a little bit healthier on the platelets and blood cell counts. But we did determine that we would not move forward with chemotherapy this past week. So we canceled that, and instead we scheduled an MRI of my liver to kind of see what was going on. The thought is that this buildup of fluid is because my liver has just been taking so much from the chemotherapy drugs. And so we wanted to make sure that the cancer wasn't spreading anywhere else. We do get the liquid tested from the drainage just to make sure there's nothing in there. It's been clean the last couple of times we've tested it. But we determined to hold off on the chemotherapy, continue to do the drains. I have one scheduled for tomorrow morning, and then we will do another visit with Dr. Tejani on Thursday and try to figure what's going on. Seems like this could be a side effect of the chemo that I'm on, because the chemo was working, and now maybe just the buildup over time, over 6 or 7 treatments, has led to the fact that it's not draining the way that we need it to drain. And so we may end up switching to a different chemotherapy, but that doesn't mean that somewhere down the road we won't be able to come back to this one since it appears to have been working. In fact, he's been looking into a clinical trial to see if I qualify. They're not sure with the paracentesis that I've been having, if that would disqualify me from the trial, and also my platelet counts need to be at a certain level. So we're going to see if potentially we qualify for that, and then we will determine kind of next steps. So we'll know more on Thursday of this week, what's going on and kind of our next steps. And then the following week would be my normally scheduled chemo week. So hopefully we'll just have skipped this one round, and we will start up either back with the original chemotherapy or with a new regimen to help us get things started. For my gratitude moment this week, I am grateful for family time. So Mariana and her boyfriend came home this weekend to hang out with us on Saturday night. Abigail and myself made it to the UCF football game on Saturday night. We just hung out when we came home with the kids and my wife, and then today we had some breakfast together and just kind of hung out, watched a movie, and then the 4 of them went into Halloween Horror Nights. I wasn't sure that I'd be able to last the full night, and I was concerned that if it was going to rain, I didn't want them having to push me around in a wheelchair and getting wet from the spray off of the wheels and everything. So I may try to go in another time, but wanted them to be able to kind of enjoy this time together. And so I'm just grateful when we have the opportunity, as the girls get closer and closer to finishing up their schooling and moving on into their chosen professions, the opportunity just to come together as a family and hang out together is just something that warms my heart. And so that's my gratitude moment for this week. My name's Craig. I'm with One Man's Cancer Journey, and I wish for you a blessed week.